You can see it from here on the left of you.
I bought this in St. Martin.
And this is for the one night's raid. Come in here and
Say hi.
I have to sit down, ladies and gentlemen, because if I go through this window, I'm not covered by the insurance.
You know, because you never know if you're going to be here again. Huh? So don't miss the opportunity.
So this is, I'll go on a little bit. I'll do some talking, Billy, because you would like to know. Ghent is a very interesting town. You're in the Flanders, as a matter of fact. Flat country. Is my voice too loud? No? Okay. So then you're in the Flanders, in West Flanders, as a matter of fact, one of the 11 provinces of this country. The capital of this country is in Brussels. We can ignore Brussels. It's in the same way on leather as they did in Manchester at the time. He not only was very much interested into it, he also
Nakikita natin sa movie. Napakasuli lang. Ayan, yung bababaan ko mamaya. Ayan silang train station. Parang sa mga movie lang. Napanood ko. Siya ate. Ito, eskwelahan nila. Ayan. Ganda. Mamaya baba na ako. Yung eskwelahan nila yan. Ha? School of Arts.
see this is the Baylok already. It's
Ang laki, lawak oh. School,
see these old cities they love. This is what they call Chinese cherries here. Over here we love cobblestones. So when you step out, ladies and gentlemen, and you're not used to it, pay attention because you can fall quite easily. But they don't want to take them away because they say if we take them away and put some other materials, we're taking the traditionality away, the typicality away.
Dito muna kami, sasakay kami ngayon ng bangka ng tour niya. Ito yung isang crew na nakakasama kong babae. Youth stop siya. So, yung lugar nila. Gulo ata buko ko. Ka-canal tour kami. Ganda, no? Okay, sakay muna kami, ha?
Conservative nuns, Catholic nuns, and they only were concerned to separate the man from the women, which of course as a consequence pregnant women were lying next to women who had the flu, so you can imagine how dirty it was in there. But till the 60s this hospital was used, and now it's a part of our university. The department architecture is now there. You also can find a very beautiful museum there called the Stamp Museum. If you have the chance to visit it once, give it a try because it really works. We and the Flemish and the Dutch, they are always a bit rivals. We like each other, but there's always this competition between us, you know, like Irish and English. Not like that, but
We don't kill each other.
don't, yeah. Well, fine words are not there yet.
My ear.
Your ear is it's a bit cold, I know. It's fresh.
50 hours.
400 years old? Well, that's way back to children. The school trip. St. Peter's is their college. And the area from St. Peter's.
What kind of trees are?
These trees are just they're cut now. They cut it because otherwise it would fall under its weight. Where was I? Oh, Pure. the rights from the French word couper, to cut into, because the city was cut into. Right hand side, we have a nice primary school. Let's see if the children will wave at us. Ah, no, they just finished their break.
They have no culture.
Indeed, because you have to know, in the Middle Ages, people didn't drink water. It was too disgusting to drink. You had a lot of diseases such as malaria and cholera. So to protect ourselves, we drank 400 liters of beer every year, 1.5 liters every day, which seems alright.
Because the water was poisonous.
Now I have a strange question for you guys. Who likes, especially for the men on board, who likes a naked woman? Once in a while? Yes?
Once in a
Look
while.
here on your right hand side, you have a naked woman.
At the shops.
Isn't she beautiful? It's my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah. For the ladies, I have also a small surprise. I have a beautiful naked man at the other side of the river. Yeah. Both want to jump in the water and hug each other. It symbolizes the confluence of two rivers. So they reopened the old courthouse, and now we have two courthouses. So, which is of course a very efficient use of my tax money, but that's how it. We have plenty of bicycles here in town. 20% of all transportation is done by bicycle, which is very healthy. It's good for the environment. That's cars in the city. Here we have a nice swing bridge. If you look on your left hand side, you still can see the mechanic wheels. Anyone has an idea? Who is the inventor of the swing bridge?
of the what?
The swing bridge. It's Italian, eh? It's Leonardo
Da Vinci.
DiCaprio. No, Da Vinci. Yeah.
Da Vinci. Ganda. Ganda ang lugar.
On the right hand side, you have these old warehouses.
A lot of
Actually, behind these warehouses, there's a shopping street of the city called the Valstraat, the Field Street, Dominican monastery. And these Dominicans are also called in Latin by the population the Dominicus Cane, the dogs of the master, the dogs of the Catholic Pope, because they followed every order what the Pope told them to do so. And they had very strange specialities, such as torturing other religious minorities, such as Jewish and Protestants, oil. And if a king came to visit the city, it spit fire and it gave like a firework effect. In the back we have the St. Bob's Cathedral. What is so important about this building? Well, inside there's a very famous painting called The Adoration of the Mystic Lamb, a painting painted by the brothers Van Eyck. Behind you, you have a bridge. It's a St. Michael's Bridge. On your right-hand side, you have this. Actually, anyone has an idea
Nice picture.
how old this building is here on your right-hand side?
Very nice. Very nice.
400 years? Other guesses? It's new. It's only 100 years old. It was built for the World Exposition of 1930. It was also neo-Gothic style. That's the old post office. Now it's closed. Well, it used to be a shopping center too, but without success. Well, we also were the lobby groups of the Middle Ages. And for example, the guilds of the butchers, the guilds of the brewers, and so on. And they tried to enlarge the influence in the city as much as possible, and they did that by building these beautiful guild houses. For example, on your right-hand side, you have the guild house of the free shipmen. The free shipmen were very powerful in the city, had a total control on the rivers and the canals here in the region, and they decided who could go on their waters first. If you look just above the door, you can see a sculpture of a ship, the same type of ship that Christopher Columbus used to discover America.
Caravelle.
Just ahead of you, you have a white house with a golden ship on top. It used to be the guild house of the unfree shipmen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you look on your right hand side, you can see it Waterhuis and the Bierkant, the waterhouse and the beer sign, where they have more than 150 different sorts of Belgian beers. Have a look, try some, but you only have 1 hour, so... you know Manneke Bis of Brussels, a small boy in peace, the statue. We also have one here in the city. Look on your left hand side, there's a white house, and just above the door, that's the Manneke Bis of Ghent, but he doesn't pee like in Brussels. There's a tiny problem with his instruments. The neighborhood on the left hand side has the Dutch name and Patersbol. It's one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city. It still has a medieval street structure, which means you have plenty of these narrow streets. If you walk through that neighborhood, watch out, you get lost very easily. But you can find plenty of restaurants there, you can find Chinese.
Make all kinds of things.
On your right hand side you have Mad Maggie. It's a cannon who shot only once, 20 centimeters far, that far. Yeah. She exploded, and the only dead guy was of course the guy using that cannon. It now symbolizes a piece of our city.
I was told they blocked the exit of it because the bombs went to sleep into it. You can't sleep anymore.
Which was of course very dangerous. You had a lot of fires. Many cities in the Middle Ages burned down, like London. Was it 16? Or 15?
Chicago.
Chicago too?
Ito maganda. Yung castle nila. Maganda.
On this bridge, people were executed. People were hanged or here. Yeah, and you still have a small prison here, right?
Oh, tanga na dito pala yung mga kulungan nila. Bila. Wow, ganda ng castle nila.
Not this one, this was another one. It was a wooden one. They changed it. So if your grandchildren don't behave themselves, you put them there for a couple of hours.
Then they'll behave.
Exactly. On your right hand side we have our castle, the castle of the Counts of Flanders, built by Philips of the Elzas in 1118. Philips of the Elzas was a crusader. When he was not so far from Damascus,
Ganda ng
he saw a
castle nila.
castle called Le Crac des Chevaliers, a very famous castle in the Middle East, which he tried to conquer. Later this castle became a courthouse, a prison, even a textile factory during the Industrial Revolution, and now it's a museum of torture instruments. Yeah, indeed. You can see the guillotine, beheaded people, and you can also see some instruments, how they nails out of people. So
The
very
Iron Maiden,
nice things.
that was the Iron Maiden. They put you there and it had holes,
Yeah.
spikes, and then they
Yeah.
closed the door.
Actually, they did that with men who cheated on their wife.
Still.
Yeah. It was a punishment if.
I killed him. That's good. I like that.
I'm not kidding. It was really like that. They had to sit
too
with their
bad.
butt on a metal
spike.
spike.
1180 pa. Galing.
That's become.
You can see very closely. You can see very well how narrow these boats must have been back in the 15th century. In the second apartment, we have this beautiful graffiti. It was a local artist, got authorization of the city to make this beautiful painting.